Hello, brilliant minds and curious souls, and a massive welcome to the Deep Dive, brought to you by Mind Evolution.
Hello, everyone.
We are absolutely thrilled you've joined us for another exhilarating journey into the depths of understanding. Get ready, because today we're going to explore something that doesn't just redefine what's possible. It really offers a profound key to unlocking the life you've always dreamed of.
Indeed, we are here to truly unravel concepts that can fundamentally redefine what you believe is possible for your life. Today, we're embarking on an in-depth exploration, a real deep dive into a topic that's, well, it's captivated thinkers for centuries.
Right.
But now it's brilliantly illuminated by modern science, the incredible power of manifestation and what's often called the law of attraction.
Yeah, and our mission today really is to cut through all the noise, bypass the myths.
There's a lot of noise out there.
Oh, there is. And we want to deliver those essential nuggets of knowledge, all backed by some fascinating insights from cutting-edge neuroscience that reveal how you are, in fact, an incredible conscious creator of your own reality. So forget feeling overwhelmed by information overload. We're giving you the shortcut, kind of, to being truly well-informed with surprising facts, practical steps, and a deep understanding of the why behind it all.
Exactly. We've meticulously gathered a really rich tapestry of perspectives, ranging from those who first championed these transformative ideas to leading neuroscientists and researchers. Our goal is to show you not just what manifestation is, but crucially how it fundamentally works within the intricate systems of your own brain and body.
The mechanics of it.
Mechanics, precisely. We're going to unpack the why it matters and empower you with actionable wisdom that you can immediately apply.
And we'll explore everything from, the subtle shifts in your brain chemistry to the undeniable impact of your emotions. And even, get this, the surprising unconscious role of your immune system in attracting relationships.
Fascinating stuff.
It really is. It's going to be an amazing journey into your own untapped power.
And, based on our extensive experience, having personally delved into these concepts and conversed with some of the world's most successful entrepreneurs and leading personal growth experts.
Right. We've seen it in action.
We've seen it. We can tell you this isn't just theory. It's a profound understanding that can absolutely transform your life, offering real, tangible results.
Okay. All right. Let's unpack this right from the very beginning then. The foundational idea here, the core concept, is that every single human being is a creator. And we are constantly, perhaps often unconsciously, creating our lives through our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs. It's not like our thoughts magically grant wishes.
Right. It's not quite like that.
Yeah. No. It's that we are inherently powerful beings, and our thoughts are the primary tools we utilize to shape our experience. It's just a fundamental principle of existence, really.
And what's truly fascinating here, and this is scientifically demonstrable now, is that every thought you think doesn't just stay neatly within your skull.
No.
It sends out a signal, a specific vibration. And look, this isn't merely metaphorical language from, self-help books.
Right, it's not just good vibes.
It's more than that. Our bodies are these incredibly complex molecular structures.
Yeah.
And every single cell within them is vibrating at incredible speeds. Your thoughts and emotions, they're powerful biochemical triggers. They initiate this whole cascade of chemical changes that directly affect your body's unique vibrational state.
Wow.
And this energy, whether it's emanating from positive or negative thought patterns, it acts like a sophisticated magnet, attracting corresponding experiences and circumstances into your life. In essence, what you consistently believe and focus on, you are actively vibrating towards, and thus you're manifesting.
So if you think something's hard...
If you deeply believe something is hard, your entire system aligns to make it hard. It's true. If you carry a belief of unworthiness, that becomes your operating truth because your brain, it'll seek out and amplify evidence to confirm it. It wants to be right.
Think of it quite simply. Maybe like the law of gravity, it's an unchanging universal law. It operates whether you believe in it or not.
Exactly.
In the realm of consciousness, the principle is what you focus on expands. So if you consistently, deliberately focus your attention, your energy, and your emotional resonance on what you want, you begin to attract more of that into your experience. Conversely, if you're constantly fixated on what you don't want, your fears, your anxieties, those perceived limitations.
Yeah, the worry loop.
Right. Well, the universe, or maybe more accurately, your own subconscious and the vibrational energy you emit, it doesn't discriminate. It doesn't judge.
No, it just responds.
It simply responds to your dominant intention. So we are constantly attracting, for better or for worse, in harmony with our predominant thoughts and feelings.
Which immediately raises an important question for a lot of people. If our thoughts play such a pivotal role in shaping reality, what about that more profound philosophical idea? That nothing truly comes into form or has a definitive existence unless there's a mind observing it.
The observer effect, kind of.
Sort of, yeah. And this isn't about magical thinking. It's about a really profound shift in perspective. The truth, as modern physics increasingly suggests, is that the world around us, well, it's not as solid, fixed, or separate as our initial perceptions might lead us to believe.
It feels solid.
It feels solid,
Yeah.
but it's a dynamic interplay in how we choose to interpret and perceive things. That's everything.
It's a bit like looking at one of those classic optical illusions, isn't it? Say a painting where you initially see an old woman.
I know the one.
But with just a slight conscious shift in your perspective, suddenly an entirely different image, maybe a young woman, comes into view. The lines, the colors on the canvas, they haven't changed.
Nothing's changed externally.
Exactly. But your interpretation of them has. In the same way, the external world might seem solid and unyielding. But by shifting our internal perspective, by consciously choosing our interpretation, we can suddenly perceive an entirely different reality, one that's far more expansive and, frankly, completely liberating.
It really is.
The story we consistently tell ourselves about any given situation is what ultimately determines our perceived reality.
And that ties directly into what psychologists call our confirmation bias.
Yeah.
We are literally wired, our brains are set up to seek out, interpret, and remember information in a way that confirms what we already believe or expect.
That's a filter.
It's a powerful mental filter, yes.
Yeah.
You can have two people witness the exact same event, let's say a car accident like you mentioned, and they will walk away with wildly different interpretations, vivid memories, different emotional responses.
And both think they're right.
And both genuinely believing their version is the absolute truth. The objective situation itself, in many ways, isn't the primary reality. It's our perception of it, filtered through our internal beliefs and thought patterns. And that perception, shaped by our dominant thoughts, ultimately dictates our feelings and our subsequent reactions. This is why protecting your mental filter, being conscious of it, is so crucial. If you don't deliberately plant what you want to grow in the garden of your mind, the weeds, those negative limiting beliefs, they'll invariably take root by default.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for me, and frankly, it takes manifestation out of the realm of just pure philosophy and grounds it in observable science.
Right.
Manifestation isn't some mystical, unproven concept anymore. It's deeply rooted in neuroscience, specifically in this phenomenon known as neuroplasticity.
Ah, yes.
Which is just your brain's astonishing lifelong ability to change, adapt, and grow by forming new neural connections and pathways. It's not woo-woo if we understand it through the lens of hard science, is it?
Not at all. Precisely. Neuroplasticity is the biological mechanism underpinning your ability to consciously think differently, to manage your emotions with greater skill, and consequently, to act differently in the material world.
It's just the how.
It's literally how you rewire your brain to align with your intentions and your desired outcomes. Every time you consciously focus on a new goal, practice a new skill, or even just choose a different emotional response.
Like choosing gratitude instead of frustration.
Exactly. You're initiating this remarkable process of neuroplastic change. You're physically building new neural networks, strengthening some, pruning others, effectively paving neurological superhighways in your brain for your desired future.
And it's not just about, big, grand ambitions either. Even something as subtle as consciously exposing yourself to different novel smells throughout the day.
Really? Smells?
Yeah. Maybe by rotating essential oils or simply paying more attention to the aromas around you, this can enrich your olfactory senses. And because the olfactory bulb is so intricately linked to your brain's memory and emotion centers, like the hippocampus and amygdala,
Oh, okay, the connection.
this sensory input can directly induce neuroplasticity in those areas, potentially improving memory and mood. It powerfully demonstrates how even small, intentional sensory stimuli can directly impact brain function and, in turn, influence our internal state and our capacity for change.
That's fascinating.
Don't underestimate the power of seemingly minor inputs, right?
Absolutely. And expanding on that, our bodies, as we mentioned earlier, they're not just solid masses. They are incredibly dynamic molecular structures, constantly vibrating and exchanging energy at speed almost beyond our comprehension. Modern neuroscience and biophysics have consistently demonstrated that your thoughts and emotions aren't just abstract mental events. They trigger measurable chemical changes.
Like hormones and stuff.
Exactly. releasing neuropeptides and hormones that directly affect this unique vibrational state of your body,
Look.
right down to the cellular level.
So, okay, walk us through that. When you dwell on a negative thought, say frustration, anger, worry,
Yeah.
your body is flooded with.
Stress hormones, primarily cortisol and adrenaline. This creates a distinct physiological state, you could call it a lower vibration, if you like, that can literally deplete your energy and narrow your focus, makes you tunnel visioned.
Right. And the opposite.
Conversely, when you intentionally cultivate positive, uplifting thoughts, feelings of joy, love, or optimism, your body releases beneficial neurochemicals, serotonin, oxytocin, dopamine,
The feel-good chemicals.
the feel-good chemicals, creating a state of higher vibration. Now, Dr. Candace Pert's groundbreaking work on molecules of emotion back in the 80s was absolutely pivotal here.
I remember hearing about her.
She demonstrated how emotions aren't just subjective experiences. They create tangible biochemical changes. These neuropeptides act as messengers, binding to specific receptors on our cells, impacting everything from cellular function to our overall energy field.
So it's physical.
It's physical. These aren't just in your head. They create measurable physical changes in your body's biochemistry and, significantly, the electromagnetic field it projects. And building on that, think about a magnetoencephalograph. This is a seriously cutting-edge piece of equipment.
Measuring brain waves.
It measures the incredibly tiny magnetic fields generated by the electrical currents in your brain. And here's the kicker. It does this without even touching your skull.
Wow.
This allows researchers to observe brain activity in real time. And fascinatingly, it consistently demonstrates that these subtle electromagnetic waves actually extend several feet beyond our physical bodies.
So that vibe you get from someone.
That is the very scientific basis for why you can often feel someone's mood or energy even before they speak. Why you walk into a room and instantly sense the atmosphere.
Yeah, you just know sometimes.
You just know. When these energetic vibrations don't match, you experience destructive interference, that feeling of unease, of something just not clicking.
Yeah,
But when they align,
it feels good.
it feels good. It creates constructive interference where the waves heighten each other, amplifying that sense of connection, harmony, and what we universally describe as good vibes. It's physics.
And it's not just the brain, is it? Beyond the brain, which is undeniably powerful, the heart also plays an incredibly crucial, often underestimated role in this whole energetic dance.
Oh, hugely important.
We talk a lot about brainwaves, but the heart's electromagnetic field, that's actually far more powerful, isn't it? Spans a much larger physical space.
Absolutely. The heart's electromagnetic energy extends approximately 3 to 5 feet outside our physical body.
3 to 5 feet.
Yes. Influencing not just our internal state, but also how we interact with and feel the energy of others. It's a major transmitter. More importantly, perhaps, maintaining a calm, coherent nervous system is absolutely key to harnessing this power effectively.
Coherent meaning.
Meaning balanced, regulated.
Yeah.
When we're in a state of fear, stress, or anxiety, it activates our sympathetic nervous system, our primal fight, flight, or freeze response.
Okay.
And that severely limits access to our higher cognitive brain networks, essentially shutting down our creativity, our problem-solving abilities, our intuition.
You can't think straight when you're panicked.
Exactly. To manifest effectively, to access intuition and innovative thought, we desperately need to engage our parasympathetic nervous system, our rest and digest system. This is the state where our brain functions optimally, where coherence, that smooth communication between the heart and brain, is established. This state of inner calm isn't just good for manifestation, it's profoundly beneficial for our overall physical and mental health and well-being. It's foundational.
Okay, so if we conceptualize our thoughts as the signal we're sending out, like tuning a radio station,
Good analogy.
then our emotions are the incredibly potent fuel that amplifies that signal, right?
Yeah.
Gives it momentum and magnetic force.
I'll say-
And right at the very top of the list for powerful, transformative emotions is gratitude. You hear about it all the time, but it really is a superpower, isn't it? Residing within every single one of us.
Gratitude is, without question, the gateway. The gateway to abundance, to profound peace, vibrant health, and genuine emotional freedom. It radically shifts your perspective almost instantly.
How does it do that?
Well, when you consciously cultivate elevated emotions like genuine gratitude or unconditional love, pure joy,
Right.
you literally alter your internal biochemistry, like we discussed, and you elevate your energy field. That elevated field then acts as a magnet, attracting corresponding positive experiences and circumstances. It has to.
But most people do it the other way around.
Exactly. Most people in their conditioning wait for something external to happen before they allow themselves to feel good. I'll be happy when.
Right, when I get the job, when I meet the person.
Exactly. But this approach has it entirely backward. The profound secret, the hack, if you will, is to generate these elevated feelings first, from within, intentionally, and then the outer reality, aligned with that energetic state, will inevitably follow. You feel it first.
It's about consciously choosing to find meaning, maybe, and even moments of appreciation amidst the messiness of life, right? Because life isn't always easy.
Of course not.
But even in genuinely difficult times, you can always find something to be grateful for.
Yeah.
Maybe the lessons learned, the resilience you're discovering.
To the support you have.
The support of loved ones, your health, even if it's not perfect, or simply the miracle of being alive, breathing. A simple yet incredibly powerful daily practice is just to pause and mentally list, say, 10 things you're genuinely grateful for, especially when you feel low. It's not about denying challenges. It's about consciously shifting your internal state.
And this leads to what some call the great multiplier effect of gratitude. When you take a few moments at the end of your day, not just to quickly recall, but to really re-experience and genuinely feel gratitude for the good moments, the small victories, the blessings.
You're marinating in it.
You're marinating in it. You are actively wiring your brain to recognize and attract more of those good moments in your future. You're sending a clear, powerful signal. Conversely, taking things for granted, well, it creates an energetic void, a subtle message that you don't value what you have. And often, what is not appreciated can subtly begin to diminish or even be taken from us.
Interesting.
Gratitude is the energetic glue that holds everything precious to us in our lives, ensuring its continuation and expansion. It's incredibly powerful.
Okay, quick pause here. If you're enjoying what you're hearing and finding these insights valuable, please go ahead and hit that like button right now.
Yeah, do it.
And make sure to subscribe to the Deep Dive by Mind Evolution for more revelations just like these. Okay, let's keep going. Now, let's pivot. Let's look at the flip side of that powerful emotional coin. What happens when we allow ourselves to get steeped in those negative emotions? Like chronic worry, pervasive unhappiness, or paralyzing fear?
Well, feelings are incredibly powerful manifestors, both ways. Just as gratitude attracts abundance, worry attracts more things to worry about.
It feeds itself.
It absolutely feeds itself. Unhappiness attracts more unhappiness, and fear, if it's left unchecked, will inevitably attract more circumstances that trigger fear. These lower vibrational emotions create a kind of dense, energetic force field that actively pushes away what you do want and instead attracts more of what you don't want.
Like resentment.
Resentment is a classic example. Holding on to resentment isn't just an internal burden you carry. It's an energetic magnet that literally attracts more people and circumstances that cause resentment.
Wow.
It effectively builds a prison around your own peace and happiness. It's an energetic resistance to the very abundance and harmony you desire.
And our first instinct usually is to resist those feelings, isn't it? Push them down, ignore them, pretend they're not there.
That's the common reaction. But as the wisdom goes, what you resist persists. Suppression doesn't make the feelings disappear. It merely drives them deeper into your subconscious,
Where they can fester.
where they can fester and manifest in unexpected, often detrimental ways. This suppression can show up as seemingly irrational anger triggered by small, insignificant things, or can even cause chronic physical havoc and illness within our bodies. Your body is always listening to your emotional state, always keeping score. So instead of resisting these feelings, what if we tried a radically different approach? What if we actually embraced the negative feelings?
Embraced them. That sounds counterintuitive.
It does, doesn't it? But imagine consciously putting your arms around that feeling, the sadness, the fear, the anger, pulling it close, acknowledging its presence without judgment, just letting it be there.
What happens then?
For a brief moment, it might actually intensify the sensation. You might feel the emotion more fully. But then, paradoxically, by simply allowing it to be, without resistance, without judgment, that intense feeling can often simply evaporate. It dissolves and releases its grip because you stopped fighting it.
So this isn't about denying the reality of your situation or putting on a happy face.
Not at all. It's about consciously choosing where to place your vital energy, embracing the sadness, the pain, the grief, the anger, truly allowing it to flow through you rather than fighting it, gives it permission to leave, to move on.
Instead of getting stuck.
instead of staying stuck and causing prolonged suffering. Because look, while pain is an inevitable part of the human experience, suffering, that prolonged anguish, is almost always optional.
Oh, so?
Suffering is the story we tell ourselves about the pain. It's the meaning we assign to it. And it's that story, if it goes unexamined, that can truly cripple us and hold us back for years.
But what if the pain is real?
The pain is real, absolutely. But when we learn to extract the profound lessons hidden within the pain, we transform it. It becomes fuel for our next level of growth, rather than allowing it to be an anchor holding us back in the past. And that transformation builds true confidence. Real, unshakable confidence isn't about never having problems or challenges.
No one avoids those.
No one. It's your deep, unwavering belief in your innate ability to figure things out, no matter what challenges arise. Instead of obsessing over problems or feeling overwhelmed by them, you consciously choose to extract the invaluable lessons from the pain.
Find the gift in it.
Find the gift, exactly. This is how you transmute difficult experiences into rocket fuel for your next level of achievement and personal evolution, rather than letting them become anchors. A lack of confidence often arises when we feel trapped, like we have no options or solutions. But once we believe in our capacity to navigate anything, our confidence naturally soars.
Okay, let's shift gears slightly. Our minds. You mentioned they're like computer programs.
Very much so.
Often running on these deeply ingrained loops that were programmed way back early in our lives. The beliefs we pick up in childhood, whether from parents, caregivers, our environment.
Teachers, society.
Right. They become profoundly embedded in our subconscious, don't they? And these aren't necessarily objective truths, are they? They're powerful opinions and conclusions we adopted when we were young.
Exactly. And these beliefs, precisely because they operate mostly at an unconscious level, drive an enormous amount of our adult behavior. We genuinely believe they are absolute truths, not just subjective opinions learned long ago.
And they're hard to spot.
They can be incredibly difficult to detect because they feel so undeniably real to us. It's just the way things are.
Right.
If, for example, you subconsciously believe that achieving financial freedom is inherently hard or only for certain people, well, your entire system, your focus, your actions, your reactions will align to make it incredibly hard for you.
You'll sabotage yourself.
Often, yes. If you internalize a belief that you are unworthy of love or success, that becomes your operating truth because your brain, at its core, doesn't distinguish between an objective truth and a deeply held, repeated belief. It just listens to the internal narratives you constantly feed it and acts accordingly, trying to prove you right.
And that's where self-doubt often creeps in, isn't it? Those nagging thoughts, that inner critic whispering, I'm not capable, or that's not possible for me.
Yes.
Often stem from this foundational belief of unworthiness. It's the voice of the ego, the mind's programmed operating system speaking. It's not the voice of your true, limitless self. It's just a program running in the background, trying to keep you safe, but ultimately keeping you small.
Which brings us into a deeper psychological exploration, things like the inner child and shadow work.
Okay, explain those a bit.
Well, the inner child represents those unhealed, unaddressed experiences and emotional wounds carried forward from our childhood, things that happened that we didn't fully process. The shadow, on the other hand, consists of those parts of ourselves, traits, desires, emotions that we've consciously or unconsciously rejected, repressed, or deemed unacceptable, perhaps because others deemed them unacceptable.
How does that happen? Why do we reject parts of ourselves?
Think about it from a child's perspective. As children, we are utterly reliant on our primary caregivers for survival, for love, for safety. It's everything. If there's a part of our developing personality, maybe an emotion like anger or a behavior like being too loud, that our caregivers don't love or disapprove of or even actively punish,
We learn quickly.
we learn very quickly to hide it, to reject that part of ourselves to ensure we receive the vital love and safety we need. These higger parts, these rejected aspects, what Carl Jung famously called the shadow,
Yeah,
they don't just disappear.
they go somewhere.
They recede into the subconscious, driving a significant portion of our unconscious behavior and reactions as adults. It's a survival mechanism from childhood that paradoxically limits us later in life. And this has profound implications, especially, as you can imagine, for our relationship.
Oh, so?
When these inner child wounds and shadow aspects remain unhealed and unintegrated, we have a very strong tendency, almost an unconscious pull, to attract people who are operating at the same level of psychological wounding.
Like attracts like, in that sense.
In that sense, yes.
Well,
We often find ourselves in relationships that mirror our own unresolved issues, unconsciously seeking someone to fix us, or perhaps to complete the missing pieces within ourselves. Now, as we consciously engage in this healing work, as we grow and evolve, if our partner isn't doing their own inner work, well, a natural pulling away often occurs. The energetic resonance changes.
You outgrow the dynamic.
You outgrow the dynamic. And this
Ah.
applies not just to romantic love, but to friendships, family dynamics, all relationships in our lives. We tend to attract people based on our psychological wounds, pretty much 100%.
Wow. Okay, but the truly good news here, the empowering part of all this, is that we absolutely can reprogram these deeply ingrained beliefs and patterns, right? We're not stuck.
Absolutely not stuck. Your mind, particularly your subconscious, loves repetition. That's how it learns best.
Mhm.
So to override a negative limiting loop that's been running for years, maybe decades,
What do?
you deliberately, consistently introduce the opposite, positive belief. You affirm what you want to be true, even if it feels like you're lying to yourself at first.
Yeah, that fake it till you make it feeling.
It can feel like that initially, yes. Even if it feels inauthentic, consistent, heartfelt repetition of the desired belief will gradually, inevitably, begin to shift those deeply held limiting convictions. You're quite literally rewiring your brain, strengthening new pathways,
Mhm.
and dissolving these limiting beliefs. Honestly, it's an incredibly freeing and empowering process. Each time an old restrictive belief goes out, you often physically feel lighter, more expansive, more capable, almost invincible sometimes.
Like dropping baggage.
Exactly like dropping baggage. Imagine living a life with zero doubt, zero uncertainty about your ability to achieve your goals. It becomes entirely possible when you understand, acknowledge, and actively work with your subconscious mind, not against it. It's about taking back control of your inner narrative.
So, okay, how do we actively engage this creative power then? This capacity for deliberate creation? What are the tools?
Great question. One of the most potent and scientifically validated tools at our disposal is visualization and mental rehearsal. It's a true superpower, an incredible skill we can all cultivate.
Mental rehearsal, like athletes do.
Precisely like athletes do. And the scientific evidence here is robust. Your brain, remarkably, cannot distinguish between real experiences you've physically lived and incredibly detailed, vivid experiences you've imagined and felt through consistent manifestation practices like visualization.
It thinks it's real.
It responds as if it's real. When you vividly imagine performing an action, visualizing it with all your senses engaged and feeling the accompanying emotions, the joy, the confidence, the success, your brain undergoes many of the same neural changes as when you're physically doing it. This creates and strengthens those neural pathways we talked about, essentially pre-caving the neurological superhighways.
Making it easier to do in reality.
Much easier.
Mhm.
It makes it easier to replicate that desired success in the real world because your brain and body are already primed for it. You're literally preparing yourself neurologically for the reality you want to create.
You mentioned athletes. They don't just train physically, do they? They mentally rehearse their entire performance.
Absolutely. Feeling every muscle fiber, every breath, every sensation of crossing the finish line victorious. They live it internally first.
And there was that study, Chicago, wasn't it, about basketball free throws?
That's a classic. The University of Chicago study where one group physically practiced free throws, another did nothing, and a third group only mentally practiced the free throws, visualizing perfect shots.
And the mental group improved.
The group who only mentally practiced improved almost as much as the group who physically practiced.
Yeah.
It's astonishing. It shows it's not just about seeing it in your mind's eye. It's about feeling the joy, the pride, the satisfaction, the exhilaration of success as if it's already happened right now. You're embodying that future reality in the present moment. Now, beyond specific individual goals, envisioning your perfect average day is another incredibly powerful, more holistic approach to intention setting.
Perfect average day, I like that. Not some fantasy, but a realistic, ideal day.
Exactly. Take the time to write out in meticulous detail how that ideal day unfolds for you. From the moment you wake up, what do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? What do you feel physically and emotionally? Who do you interact with? What kind of work are you doing? How does it feel?
Get really specific.
Be as granular and sensory as possible. This creates a detailed blueprint for your subconscious and, you could say, the universe to align with.
And what's truly astonishing, people report this all the time, is how much of what you meticulously write in that perfect average day document can actually come true. It's like programming your reality.
It really is. Similarly, scripting is another potent technique.
Scripting, like writing a movie script.
Kind of. It involves writing about your life in the present tense, as if you already possess what you desire. Again, an incredibly rich detail. You're not wishing for it, you're describing it as your current reality. I
Mm.
am so happy and grateful now that
So you write, I am driving my new car, not I want a new car.
precisely. The more detail, the more sensory input, the more emotional resonance you infuse into your scripting, the better. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's a profound act of aligning your energetic vibration with what you want to create. You're literally becoming the person who already has that desire. Which leads perfectly into the idea of acting as if. To truly manifest, you need to live from the end, as some teachers
So
say.
live from the end, meaning
Meaning think, feel, and act as if you already have what you want right now. This complete congruence aligns your internal energy with your desired external reality. Your body needs to believe it's real,
because it responds to your belief.
because your body doesn't distinguish between an experience lived and an experience vividly imagined and felt. If you operate from a belief that something is hard, your body will mirror that difficulty, tension, stress. But if you act from a place of already having it, with ease and confidence, your body, your subconscious, your entire energetic field will begin to align with that state.
And sometimes this acting as if can manifest in incredibly fun, tangible ways, can't it?
Oh, absolutely. It can mean buying a small, symbolic item related to a goal, even if it seems premature or illogical to your rational mind.
Like the bridal example you mentioned.
Exactly. Someone we know bought a beautiful bridle before they even owned a horse, completely trusting in their vision, feeling the joy of having the horse, and manifested the perfect horse within weeks. Another powerful technique is to actively create a vacuum. The universe apparently dislikes a vacuum.
Okay, explain that. Create a vacuum.
If you desire a new, loving partner, make physical space for them in your life now. Clear out a drawer in your closet. Make sure one side of your bed is open and inviting. Maybe even buy a second toothbrush and put it in the holder.
You're signaling you expect them.
You're signaling readiness and expectation.
No.
If you're dreaming of a baby, prepare a nursery, or buy one small baby item that makes you feel joyful anticipation. The universe, in its wisdom, has an inherent drive to fill a vacuum you create with intention.
It's like that tradition, isn't it? New Year's Eve, taking suitcases for a walk around the block.
That's a wonderful example, vividly visualizing the incredible journeys you wish to embark on in the coming year. And time again, people find those trips manifesting. It's about embodying the energy of what you desire.
Love that. Okay, another quick reminder, folks, if you're really enjoying this deep dive and finding it valuable, please take just a second to give this video a like.
It helps others find it.
It really does. And subscribe to Mind Evolution to make sure you don't miss any of our empowering content. We appreciate your support.
Now, there's a subtle yet really crucial distinction that I think elevates the art of manifestation. It's the difference between simply believing in your desired outcome and truly knowing it as an absolute certainty.
Believing versus knowing.
While believing in your desired outcome is a powerful first step, and it certainly helps manifest, knowing it deep in your bones as an absolute, undeniable truth that takes manifestation to an entirely different level.
How is knowing different from strong belief?
Knowing transcends the realm of mere mental affirmation or positive thinking. It's an intuitive certainty, a profound inner conviction that moves beyond doubt. It becomes unshakable. It is, in essence, the pinnacle of the manifestation process. You're no longer trying to make it happen. You know it is happening or already has on some level.
This is why perhaps if you find yourself constantly needing to conjure patience, feeling impatient, it's often a sign that you haven't yet reached that state of knowing that your desire has already manifested in the energetic realm, isn't it?
That's a great way to put it. The moment you shift your belief, when you hold more conviction that it is already done than that it hasn't arrived yet, that's the tipping point. That's when it rapidly moves into your physical reality. It's about letting go of the obsessive need to control the how and the when.
Which is hard for us humans.
So hard. But it's about trusting the profound wisdom of the universe, or your higher self, knowing that the perfect path will unfold. It's the ultimate act of non-attachment to the specific outcome, while holding the feeling of the result as already yours.
Okay, let's shift our focus now to attracting relationships, a topic close to so many hearts. When we think about what draws us to others, we typically consider visuals first, someone's appearance, their smile.
Right, the obvious things.
Then maybe auditory cues, their voice, their laugh, their accent. But here's something truly fascinating and deeply scientific that often gets overlooked: the profound, often unconscious role of smell.
Ah, yes, the power of scent. It's incredibly primal. Our sense of smell, operating almost entirely below our conscious awareness, is incredibly sophisticated.
How so?
It non-consciously detects subtle chemical cues related to a potential partner's immune system pattern, specifically something called the Major Histocompatibility Complex, or MHC.
MHC. Okay, sounds
That's
complex.
complex. It is. But basically, the MHC is a group of genes critical to our immune system, and it creates kind of unique olfactory fingerprint for each of us through subtle body odor components. And research strongly suggests that we are instinctively, biologically more likely to be attracted to people with an entirely different immune system pattern, a different MHC profile than our own.
Why different?
Genetic diversity. This difference, identified unconsciously through subtle scent, significantly benefits potential offspring by giving them a broader, more robust immune system, better equipped to fight off a wider range of pathogens. You might just say you love their smell, but there's profound biology at play there.
So it's not just about perfumes or colognes.
Oh, far from it. In fact, those can sometimes interfere with these subtle signals. Now, it's important to differentiate a couple of things here. While you can certainly sense or pick up on the presence of stress hormones like cortisol from others,
You can feel someone's stressed vibe.
exactly, which can then impact your own stress levels through mirror neurons and such. Scientifically, we can't really say you smell cortisol in the same way you smell a rose. The immune system attraction, the MHC thing, is much more about specific pheromones and other non-volatile substances that subtly leak from sweat and skin, creating a complex unconscious chemical communication channel. It's a deeper, primal, nonverbal interaction.
And this isn't just humans, right? This happens in the animal kingdom, too.
Oh, absolutely. It's a powerful principle observed throughout nature. Dogs, for example, have an astonishing ability to smell diseases like cancer and diabetes in humans long before our medical tests can detect them.
That's incredible.
It really is. There are even reliable anecdotal reports from nursing homes where therapy animals intuitively sit with individuals days before they pass away. It's believed they can detect the subtle scent changes associated with the lysis of cells as organs begin the shutting down process. It highlights the profound, often unconscious power of scent and chemical communication in the animal kingdom, and it undeniably informs our own subtle, often inexplicable attractions and repulsions. It's the same fundamental principle, just adapted for different evolutionary needs.
Wow. Okay, so let's say that initial spark happens, partly thanks to unconscious scent signals, maybe.
Hmm.
Once a connection starts to form, what precisely happens in our brains when it comes to the deeper processes of bonding and love? You mentioned hormones earlier.
Yes, it all boils down, neurochemically speaking, primarily to two key players, oxytocin and vasopressin.
Oxytocin, the love hormone.
Often called that, yes.
Yeah.
And vasopressin, which is strongly linked to pair bonding and protective behaviors. Now, the science reveals some fascinating, though sometimes controversial, gender differences rooted in evolutionary biology.
Okay, tell us more.
Well, generally speaking, for women, oxytocin levels tend to rise slowly and steadily as they become sexually interested and enjoy the dating process. Shared experiences, emotional intimacy, physical touch all contribute. With orgasm, oxytocin spikes dramatically, leading to a profound sense of attachment and greater bonding.
And for men?
For men, the dynamic can be quite different. Research suggests if sexual activity occurs too quickly, before a strong emotional connection and sense of safety is established, vasopressin levels can actually plummet.
I love it.
Yes, and remember, vasopressin is linked to monogamy and long-term pair bonding. They studied this extensively in prairie voles, which are famously monogamous, as a model for human attachment. If vasopressin drops, it can make long-term bonding and deep emotional commitment significantly less likely, potentially favoring more transient connections instead.
So timing matters, chemically speaking.
Timing seems to matter, chemically. You could use a simplified analogy. Genetics and the presence of these neurochemical receptors might load the gun, but sexual activity, and crucially the timing of it relative to emotional connection, effectively pulls the trigger for deep bonding. If a man consciously chooses to wait, allowing emotional intimacy, trust, and shared experiences to build first, his vasopressin and oxytocin levels tend to increase more gradually and sustainably over time.
Making bonding more likely after sex.
Exactly. This makes sex after a foundation of emotional bonding is established far more likely to lead to a loving, committed, long-term relationship, rather than simply a fleeting experience driven primarily by lust or initial attraction. And this complex interplay definitely has deep evolutionary roots. Think back to ancient times. Women biologically often needed a reliable partner for protection and resources, particularly during the vulnerable periods of pregnancy and childrearing.
Survival depended on it.
To a large extent, yes.
Yeah.
Now, while modern society has, of course, rewired many aspects of our social interactions, and we see beautiful evolutions.
Like dads becoming more involved.
Precisely. For instance, new fathers now experience significant surges of oxytocin and drops in testosterone, which dramatically increases their bonding behaviors with their infants. So things do adapt. But the underlying brain chemistry, shaped over millennia, still profoundly influences our patterns of attraction, our bonding mechanisms, and the dynamics within our relationships.
It truly raises profound questions, doesn't it, about the tension between societal expectations or modern ideals and our deeply ingrained biological drives.
This certainly does.
Understanding these chemical realities, though, knowing what's happening beneath the surface, it can be incredibly empowering. It allows you to make more conscious, informed choices in your relationships, to better understand yourself and others, rather than being repeatedly disappointed by unmet expectations or inexplicable relationship dynamics.
Knowledge, in this case, truly is power. It helps navigate the complexities.
Okay, so let's bring it back to the practical journey. You're doing the work. You're embracing visualization, practicing gratitude, diligently working on shifting your beliefs. But what happens when things don't go exactly as planned?
Which they often don't, right?
Right. What if you encounter obstacles, setbacks, or simply feel overwhelmed by the whole journey? How do we sustain this momentum and navigate those inevitable moments of doubt or frustration?
This is such a crucial point, and it's where many people falter. There is almost always a lag time, a period, a buffer between changing your inner state, consciously shifting your energy and beliefs, and seeing those external, tangible results manifest in your physical reality.
It's not instant delivery.
It's rarely instant delivery, no. Many people, unfortunately, give up during this crucial phase, concluding that manifestation doesn't work for them. They lose faith. But it's absolutely vital to remember that energetic change always precedes physical change. It's an immutable law, like physics. Consistency and unwavering belief, especially during that lag time, are absolutely key.
Yeah.
New neural networks and new energetic patterns require consistent repetition to solidify and gain dominance.
That's such an important reminder. So instead of getting overwhelmed by the entire marathon of your ultimate goal, which can feel daunting,
Very daunting.
it's far more effective and sustainable to focus your energy and attention on the next mile, right? The immediate, actionable steps right in front of you. While holding the ultimate goal firmly in mind provides direction and inspiration.
Keep your vision clear.
Keep the vision clear, but your predominant focus should be on those immediate, practical actions that move you forward, step by step.
And this leads naturally to the concept of inspired action versus forced effort or struggle.
Inspired action. What does that feel like?
When you are truly aligned with your vision, when your energetic state is coherent with your desires, you will start to receive subtle nudges, flashes of intuition, brilliant ideas seemingly out of the blue, and you'll notice opportunities or synchronicities that seem to appear perfectly timed.
Those moments of flow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's crucial to follow those inspired actions. They feel light, energizing, almost effortless. If an action feels like a heavy struggle, like immense effort, or like you're constantly pushing against a brick wall,
Grinding it out.
grinding it out,
Yeah.
it's often a sign that you're not fully aligned energetically. In those moments, it's wise to step back, recenter, perhaps do some gratitude or visualization, and realign with your desired emotional state first. The right actions, the inspired actions, always energize you. They don't drain you.
That's a great distinction. And let's not forget a crucial external factor that profoundly impacts our internal state and our ability to manifest consistently, our environment.
Hugely important, often overlooked.
The people we surround ourselves with, the media we consume news, social media, the conversations we engage in, it all impacts our state of being, our beliefs, and our overall vibration, doesn't it?
Massively. It's imperative to be intentional about creating an environment that actively reinforces your new state of being, your new beliefs, and your desired reality. You need support.
So practically, what might that look like?
It might mean consciously choosing to spend less time with people who consistently reinforce old, limiting patterns, or who are perpetually negative or cynical. It certainly means being discerning about what you read, what you watch, and what you listen to. Is it uplifting you or dragging you down?
Curate your inputs.
Curate your inputs aggressively. Your environment should be a supportive ecosystem that makes your new desired state the path of least resistance, not a constant uphill battle against negative influences.
Makes sense. Now, a truly powerful and often the most challenging part of this entire process, I find, is learning to surrender control of the how.
Ah, the how. The big one.
We humans are so wired to plan, to strategize, to figure everything out, to fixate on a specific path we believe our desires must take to reach us.
We want to control the outcome in the process.
Exactly. But so often, our desires manifest in ways we could never have predicted or engineered through surprising synchronicities and opportunities that unfold uniquely when we let go.
Indeed. It requires a profound trust. Trust that the universe, or infinite intelligence, or your higher self, whatever term resonates with you, knows better than your conscious mind does how to bring your desires to you in the most efficient and elegant way.
So what's our job then?
Your primary job is twofold. One, be absolutely crystal clear about what you want. Get specific about the essence of the desire. And two, genuinely feel the emotions of having it now. Embody that state. Then remain completely open and receptive to receiving it in whatever form or timing it arrives, letting go of rigid attachment to how it must look or when it must show up. When you release that tight grip of control over the how, you paradoxically gain true expansive power. You allow space for miracles.
Wow. Okay, what an incredible deep dive that was into the true scientific and practical power of manifestation. We've really unpacked how your thoughts, your emotions, your brain chemistry, even your subconscious programming are constantly actively creating your reality. It's truly empowering stuff.
It really is. From the scientific validation of visualization and the marvel of neuroplasticity to understanding the magnetic pull of gratitude and the profound impact of unhealed inner wounds on our relationships and our lives.
Yeah.
It's abundantly clear, isn't it? You are not merely a passive observer of life.
Yeah.
You are a powerful, deliberate, and conscious creator of your own experience.
Bah.
You have more agency than you probably realize.
We truly hope this deep dive has ignited something profound within you, a spark, maybe a knowing, that you possess everything you need right now to shape the life you truly desire. Here at Mind Evolution, we truly believe everyone deserves to find their clearest path to success, personal growth, and deep, genuine fulfillment.
Absolutely. And if you've loved what you've heard today, if these insights have resonated deeply within you, maybe sparked some aha moments,
Hopefully lots of them.
then we wholeheartedly invite you to take the next powerful step on your personal journey.
So if you liked this deep dive, please make sure to leave us a huge like right now. It really helps us out. Share it with someone who you think truly needs to hear this empowering message today.
Spread the knowledge.
And definitely subscribe to Mind Evolution. Hit that notification bell too so you never miss another empowering conversation that could literally transform your perspective, maybe even your life.
And for those of you who are truly ready to delve even deeper, who want to fully integrate these principles into your daily life and see consistent, tangible results, we invite you to explore our premium package.
Tell us about that.
It offers exclusive videos and podcasts with even more specific, in-depth information, practical guided exercises, and powerful meditations specifically designed to help you solidify your path to prosperity, joy, and deep fulfillment.
These resources sound amazing. They're meticulously crafted, aren't they? To give you the practical tools and the consistent support you need to make these powerful, lasting shifts in your life.
That's the goal.
We've talked with and interviewed some of the most successful minds and entrepreneurs in the world, people living this, and we know these habits, these practices, they absolutely work.
They do. Now, as you go forth today, maybe consider this provocative thought, something to chew on. What is just one deeply held belief, maybe one you identified during our chat today, that you can choose to consciously let go of right now?
Just one.
Just one to start.
Yeah.
What's one belief that if you released it would open you up to a possibility even greater, even more expansive than you've ever dared to imagine before?
Ooh, that's a powerful question to end on. Thank you so much for joining us on this incredible deep dive today.
Thank you for listening.
Don't forget to follow our channel because there are so many more podcasts coming your way designed to help you achieve the prosperity, the fulfillment, and the joyful life you truly yearn for. We can't wait to see you thrive. Until next time, keep diving deep.